Hello, welcome to this second clip where I'm discussing the blue ocean strategy concept. In this clip I'll be focusing on the strategy map. If you would like to have a printout of the strategy map which I am discussing in this clip, then go to the discussion forum. There you'll be able, if you search for Blue Ocean Strategy 2, you'll be able to find a post which I made where I've attached the JPG file. I've attached a JPG file in this presentation as well, so have a short glimpse at it right now. The strategy map is both a diagnostic and an action oriented framework. We could use it as a diagnostic tool when we are trying to find out, okay, how are we oriented compared to our competitors? Which different areas of focus do we have? What do we believe is our competitive parameters compared to our competitors? Another point of view is using it as an action-based framework. When we're using it as an action-based framework, then we'll focus on what should we do now. Later on in this clip we'll be back to this action-oriented approach. Okay, if you have a look at the strategy map, then you'll see we'll have an x-axis and we have an y-axis. On the x-axis we have found our competitive parameters. In this situation it is price, sustainability, service, quality, flexibility, exclusivity and design. The y-axis, that is where we are trying to quantify how we are positioned. Let's have, for instance, price. In fact, that's the most easy one of our competitive parameters to be extremely precise about. Are we expensive or are we cheap? And as you can see in this strategy map, we are fairly expensive. Anyway, we are more expensive than our competitors. Then we found another competitive parameter. Let's say it is exclusivity, where we can see that we place ourselves very high compared to our competitors. Obviously, the quantification on the y-axis can be quite hard. How should we define whether we are exclusive or not? That could be quite an exercise worth. When it comes to finding out which competitive parameters we are going to use, then obviously what we could do was saying, okay, which areas would we like to focus at? Which would we select to be our competitive parameters? That's one way of doing it. Another much more efficient way, that's asking the persons which is in focus, the customers. Try to ask them with regards to a specific product, what do you find interesting about a product? Is it the price? Is it the design? Does it matter whether it is sustainable? Or what's the parameters for you? What you could do was, in fact, to create a focus group, and then you could line up, let's say 20 imaginary competitive parameters. So you have lined up 20 possible competitive parameters, and then you ask your focus group to rank them. Then you find out, okay, which 5, 6, 7 competitive parameters is worthwhile competing at. When you have identified the competitive parameters, then with regards to the Blue Ocean Strategy concept, the interesting part is to find out, okay, how should I place my own business compared to my competitors. So try to fill in the strategy map how your competitors is placed, and try to place how are your own business positioned. Or if you're creating a new business, how would you like your new business to be formulated? And the key concept in Blue Ocean strategy, that is differentiate yourself. So try to avoid to make a strategy map where you look perfectly like your competitors. As an exercise, you could try to find a specific market. It doesn't matter whether it is your own market or it's another market. And then you can try to identify 5 competitors. Try to identify the 5 to perhaps up to 10 competitive parameters, and then you could try to map them. I guess that what you'll find out is that most of the competitors in the market would have a strategy map which looks scarily alike. So what we see is a tendency towards some sort of harmony in the market. We are all trying to provide the same products, focusing on the same level of competitive parameters. And that's your chance. Try to define your own strategy map which doesn't look like your competitors.